So funny. Mother and daughter are always together. Daughter on the left, mother on the right. That's my Stumpers. Stumpers and Ellie. Welcome back to another week. And yes, we are in the deep freeze. For all of you in the other parts of the world that tune in, January and February are the deep freeze here in the prairies. Kind of like when you get to July, August in the summer. That's when we will more than likely get into the plus 40s. January, February is when we will get into the minus 30s and 40s. So yeah, you kind of, pardon me, you kind of get set up for the being sheltered, put it that way. So yeah, you always make sure you keep up on the bedding, make sure you keep up on the feeding. You always keep your equipment close to plugins. And if you can, put them in the shop, especially the ones that you need first thing in the day, because they don't like starting so much. Not so much. Anyway, I'm gonna put their zoomed in. I'm gonna put their straw bale over here. They're having their hay right now. That's a wheat. Oh, you went and mugged up your lens again there, Piper Duck. So that's the 3-year-old straw, wheat straw. So they don't quite go through that as much, but that's okay. It's there for them when they need it. So yeah, I'll put this here, and then we'll bed their pan up. And that's them. This is what they get after lunch. They get their hay out here, bedded down, and then right before supper we give them their big feed of silage in the tire feeders just beyond them there. And that's what we do, aiming up to calving season, which is 2 months away. We feed as late in the day as possible, and we found that kind of helps push them through into later morning calvings and not middle of the night, and it does work. So anyway, let's get this. Yep, lots of snow. And look at that. Got the other tire on there. Looking lovely. Lovely. Don't want that coming off. Make the farm look fancy. Okay. Get in the tractor. Oh my gosh. Woo, 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 woo. Oh. So yeah, nice brand new tire. Yeah. Air on the seat. That's a lovely thing about the air working on the seat for the end of the year, so I don't look like a munchkin in the tractor. Oh, so yeah, we've had, what did we figure, 4 or 5 inches of snow just over the last 2 or 3 days, but it's been calm. Problem being, it's no longer calm. Yeah, it's no longer calm. The wind just got up. So all that snow that has been piling up on everything, trees, fields, roads, it's now all on the move. So yeah, there's already on the news that all the different school divisions are cancelling buses for tomorrow. It's not terribly cold, it's only like minus 12 or 13 right now. It's actually warmer now than it was last night. But yeah, all you need to do is look out there. Our grader hadn't been down this road yet. He had been down the other roads, but yeah, it's kind of pointless now. You wouldn't be able to tell where he has been and where he hasn't been, because you can't tell where the road is and where the ditch is. It's one of those memes where middle of winter, it's let's play the game. Where does the road end and the ditch start? Well, you'll find out pretty quick if you're in a car. Anyway, I'm gonna go and start getting bales. Now look at my lovely nice new tires. And get these animals all fed. I'm not gonna bother doing any bedding today, because yeah, that's pointless. Did a bunch of bedding yesterday. You wouldn't know it. But, oh yeah, today is Wednesday. So, I know, and all you have not been to watch another great, fine YouTube channel, Sunny Farms down in South Dakota. Yeah, they didn't upload a video on Monday for the first time. I was kind of worried. Hopefully there's nothing wrong. The dad, Brian. Hey, Brian, because I know Brian stops in once in a while and watches the Piper Doug videos. He said that they're going to be uploading today. So yeah, just kind of hoping nothing was wrong. I know there's sickness going around. Everybody's had it. So yeah, if you haven't already, go check out Sunny Farms. And yeah, so get on. I'm hoping to get the last of these bales used up before this blows in, because this road down here fills in pretty quick, especially now that the wind is up. So yeah, I'm gonna get these bales hauled out of here, and then that'll be this part done. So yeah, it's getting worse. Like there's nowhere to shelter. The wind's coming straight out of the north. So our backup plan for emergencies: we come in and we blow the hay out in the pen. So there's their bale. And then here's the 3-year-old oat straw. So they'll get to choose between these two. And then later on tonight it's supposed to calm down. So I will mix up a load of silage for probably after supper for the night shift. And maybe go out and grab the tires and move them down to the south side of the yard, somewhere that it might get a bit more sheltered. Technically right now there's nowhere to shelter, because I went to blow the hay out there, which is normally the sheltered corner from the northwest. Nope, wind's blowing like crazy down there too. So, and here it is. They're happy. So I got a bit more put out. I'll just go down the middle and then out. They're happy, like I said. And that's the thing, is in here eating, and they won't burn as much calories trying to stay warm in here eating. See? Think smarter. Woo! So yeah, storm is still raging on out there. So, back in again. It is, what the heck is it, 9 o'clock at night? So, I brought 2 bales in, so the silage wagon is holding the equivalent of 2 bales. So they got their 1 hay bale earlier, and the 3-year-old oat straw you saw in the previous clip. Well, here they're getting 2 more hay bales. So I've done like a loop, and then an S back around, and then another J turn coming back out the gate. That way that they don't have to go out there. So yeah, they're okay. They were huddled up in this corner when I came out here, because the wind's not directly coming in because of the big bale stack, but it's still not great. It's about -20. It's trying to snow, and there's, well, I'll show some pictures or some footage, I don't know. On the way back out, there's 3-foot snow drifts across all the gateways. So yeah, so I'll get this finished and then head out. Day 2 of the storm. Star date 2024. It is Thursday? I think it's Thursday. It's hard to tell. Anyway, it is currently -32 out there. Yeah. Cows are not overly excited about coming out to get fed, but I kind of need them to come out to get fed so I can bed their pen. Because as you saw in the previous clip where I fed them in their pen, problem is they then eat their bedding. So I want to feed them out here, bed them, and then move their silage feeders over here, because the wind is coming that way. So there's a little sliver of shelter down here that they can go to. Like, you can see what's going on there. They don't want to go around the corner to where their stuff is, because this is unrelenting. Normally our storms come out of the northwest. This is almost directly straight out of the north, which is one of the worst. Like the ones that come out of the northeast, they never last long. These ones that come out of the north, apparently we're supposed to have a week of this. -30 and blowing like an absolute hurricane. And if you don't understand what that does, yeah, never been so more glad to have new rubber on. So yeah, it's kind of one of the reasons of always carrying a bale in the front as well, because then that gives you downforce. It's a lot of stress in the front end, but it is what it is. Because I don't know if I would have got through here carrying a bale, because this blew in from last night from that previous clip. So the first chance I can get, I've got to get the skid steer out here and plow this out and away so it doesn't just keep filling in. And that's going to be fun until I get a door in the front of the skid steer. And I'm not putting that big blade on the front of this thing, because I don't want to be doing that again. Plus it's not easily put off and on. That's why I want to either put the Euro hitch on that big blade for the orange tractor, or put the skid steer hitch on that blade for the skid steer. Getting a little bit big for a skid steer though. Yeah. Anyway, I blabbed on. I've got to go out there and unhook this gate, and I really don't want to, and nobody else showed up, and I called Human Resources and complained to them about the awful working conditions, and nobody answered the phone. So okay, so 2 clips ago you saw me doing the nighttime feed. Yeah, she's clean. There ain't much left there. That's the problem when it gets to -30. They're hungry. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna make sure they get silage today. So I'm moving the tire feeders down there, that way that they can get in and out of the cold wind. Because like I said, there's supposed to be a week of this, so their energy consumption is gonna go up a tad. Okay, let's bed this back up, keep these girls comfortable, and just like that, they are running back to the yard. I don't know if one of them went back and saw there was bedding and yelled to the rest of them, "Hey, there's fresh bedding, come do something." I don't know. They're not done. That's the dangest thing. And I gave them one of the old oat straw bales there, so I don't know. Well, some of them are turning back. Oh, Max has nipped the end of his tail off. Ew, buddy, what did you do that for? That's kind of gross. Eee. Ugh. Can't even look at that anymore. Well, the video doesn't do it justice. If there was ever a sundog, holy moly. That's a big one. Stop it. Oh yeah, sure. Hardly any falling. Hardly any snow. Hardly any. Yeah. It's fine. Oh, it's barely 2 feet. Oh no, there it's 3 feet. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Oh, I'm cold. Minus 31. Oh gosh. So yeah, moved everything down here. So, I'm sure glad I changed over to this tractor, because I came over here with a skid steer to dig this gate out. And yeah, if I was climbing into the red tractor, I'd be hurting. Woo. Oh my gosh. Getting too old for this crap. Yeah. She's a humdinger, guys. I feel bad for the cows. Like, oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Tell you, for all that mild weather, we're paying for her now. At least the wind has died down. It's not gone, but it's died down. Minus 31 right now. Minus 31, minus 32. I don't think it matters at that point. I can't feel my parts. Yep, they did not want to come out of their pen. They did not want to come out of the shelter of the corrals. Woo! Yeah. I don't claim to be the smartest person, but still cycling, and it's minus 33 now. Woo! Oh, pump, little legs, pump! Holy moly, it's blinking cold out there, man. Woo! It's not really windy. I'm trying. Sorry, my. Yeah. It's not really windy out there, but man, it does not take much to suck the life right out of you. Some may be asking, oh, Piper Doug, why is there a dishwasher rack in the workshop? Why indeed? Well, if you bear with me 1 second, I will show you why. Well, at least it's warmed up a little bit. Yeah, sorry, the cameras are a little foggy because I've been in and out of the truck. That's not the farm, Piper Doug. So, got a call yesterday. The daughter's car, which was Mrs. Piper Doug's old car, was dead in the water. It was breed. So we came in, boosted it, fired right up. Checked the plug-in cord, everything seems fine. The other thing we found out was bad design on the car. At the base of the windshield wipers, there's a pocket where a lot of the melting crud coming off the windshield slides down. So it had built up to the point where it wouldn't let the wipers seat down into the home position. So the wipers were sitting ticking all night, which pulled the battery down. So we solved that, charged it up, let it run for a while, checked it a few times, starting to back up. Great. Went home. The daughter calls Mrs. Piper Doug early this morning, car won't start. So we figured what must have happened was the battery was kind of weak. The wiper thing going cattywampus, pulled the battery down even further, the battery froze. Battery was gooned. So, Dad to the rescue. Go to old, let's see if I can find it here. Old Napa. Because of course with these cars it's a specialty battery that fits in a special way with the posts a special way. So yeah, so there's a 3-year warranty battery from Napa in there. So if that don't do it, I don't know what does. So she fired right up. She seems good. So I'm gonna go and see if I can find all the parts to make my skid steer door mint, where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you brought your wallet. Princess Auto. Whew. She's a cold one out there, boys. So, what are we doing tonight? It is, what is it? I just finished giving the cows another bale of hay and a right good bedding. Yeah, that shows you. Heater's running full tilt in here. It is minus 40 at the moment. That corner is actually quite bad because thanks to, I think it was raccoons, they did a right good number on the door seal down that side, so it's letting a bit of cold air, as you can see. Mrs. Piper Doug is just home from Brandon, and she's in a loaner car because the brand new 2024 Hyundai Kona started acting weird with her. Well, she was going to see a friend, wouldn't let her accelerate on the highway, and all kind of warnings in the computer were coming up saying pull over, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, nice new roll of wire for the welder. I had a part roll, but it was flux core and I don't want to use it for the project. And this was the roll that was in the welder when I bought it. And as you can see, gotten down to the bottom, it's corroded, it's kind of bad. So I thought, screw it, get a nice new roll. Funny story, that roll there, because that's one of those, I don't know if it's a 4 pound, 5 pound, whatever they're called. I found that. That was in the recycling when I used to do the recycling business with the boss lady. Yeah, somebody was throwing out that because that's a 0.9 mil wire, and right now that welder is set up for 0.9. That and this, which is what does that say? 0.6? Stop. I think it's 0.6. Yeah. So I don't have nozzles for 0.6 yet, but might as well, because it's actually in pretty good shape. I do have a wire wiper set up in that welder. I gotta get my button gear and go and get a new whip for this. And no, kids, that's not a car. A whip is this whole thing. And get a good one. So basically, because this is a 35S, which is quite ancient, but they said they can still get them. And they can get whatever size I want. So I would probably get this, a new whip for this, in probably a 20 foot. That way I can leave the welder there. I do have extension cord for this welder to go anywhere, but I'd far rather where I can like be doing like a bale ring or something. I can walk around it with the welder. Don't need the earth clamp any bigger, but I just need the whip. So might as well, if I'm spending the money, do it. Anyway, I've digressed. So new roll, I noticed that they must have dropped it because they're quite heavy, these things. So yes, I did a trip to Brandon, as you saw in the previous clip, to Princesses of the Autos, and it's nice to see they're still using plastic bags there. So, as I was recommended, bullet hinges I was going to get me anyway, because I'd seen, I can't remember which other one, if it was BP or it was not South Sask, I think it was Straight Pipe Acres I saw using these when he was making that trailer for his wife, I think it was. These, as you can see by my hand, and whatever that says there, 5:30 seconds. For the door for this, because it's not going to be very big, so these hinges are plenty strong enough, greasable, and that way I can, if I need to, pull the door off. Now the reason I did go as small as I could, as you can see by the size of the opening and then the size of the top flare, I don't have a lot of room to push the door up before I start hitting stuff to get the door off. And plus, when we get to the top, I don't have a lot of room to open the door away from the lights. So I might end up moving the lights. Actually, what I might end up doing is taking these lights off and put a light bar up here. Not on the outside though, but on the inside. But it would only be like that wide. So that would give me a lot more space for the door. So what the game plan is, because I don't want to put anything here because I'm tall and I would end up just beating my head on it. But I might end up building the door side with the hinges over, and then that'll let me come over to here, because I don't want to change too much in case I do find a door. Okay, I got to back up a little step here, because I was asked by somebody, why don't I just build, I gotta move this stuff out of the way. Yes, I'm working on chainsaws also. That'll be another video. Okay, I better get in for this one, because I was asked, why don't you just build the door into the existing frames? That's great, because oh, I'll put this out of the way. Because yes, it's cool. I could just get a set of bearings and make up a frame. Apart from this, yeah, this is the problem. If you notice, it doesn't just come forward and straight down. We've got some sort of an angly thing, and we have two frames. So at some point, the door would come forward and push against this part, but then also the door comes down and into this part, like this. So it's not just one frame that it would come down and then push against, kind of like a garage door. No, there's two layers. That's why I'm not doing that, because I know I was asked that by a couple people. So yeah, that would be great if I could have used the up and over, but nope, not gonna happen. Can't do it. Anyway, get back out here and go on with the plan. So I couldn't get 3/4 inch, sadly. So I just got some fairly lighter gauge. It's the 1/8 1 inch square tube. And then I also got the, it's technically 1/8 1 inch angle iron. So I'll make the actual door frame out of 1 inch, and then I'll run the angle iron around the inside of the 1 inch. That'll strengthen up the door, and then it'll also give me a flange for the perspex acrylic. Now, yeah, this is the problem. It's 1/8 acrylic. It's all I could find right now. I am going to be doing another run into town to go and do a bunch of other stuff. I've got some other plans on the go. Oh yeah, anybody need a DEF pump? I'm selling this. I will never ever need a DEF pump. So I've got to wash it out and then I'll sell it. Whatever offers, take it. So this is 1/8 acrylic. What is the big stuff? Perspex? For this same sheet in Perspex was $369. For acrylic, it was $240 for the sheet 6x3. So, I'm gonna make the door up out of this stuff because it's nice and it's light. So I'm gonna make the door. So this door is 46 inch by 33, I think it is. So I'll have lots out of this. And I'm gonna run it like that, see how it does. And if it's not doing any good, I'm gonna go to that sign shop and try and find a 3/8 sheet. If not, I'll salvage some from somewhere. Or strong glass or something. Anyway, so yeah, it's gonna do for now. So what I'll end up doing is get some of that foam double-sided sticky stuff, stick it to the inside of the angle iron, stick that onto it, and then I'll also drill holes through it, and I'll make like a gasket to go around the inside just to make it stronger. But at least that way it'll get me in out of the breeze. I was also said about filling in this gap down here. I technically can't fill that gap in because that's where the cab lifts up. So I could probably make a gasket or even just a piece of like baler belting just to go down the front there to stop bad drafts. But technically, once I get this enclosed and I have the heater running, having a little draft to pull moisture out might be good. That way it's not just gonna coat up in frosty air, which can happen. Depends how good that heater is. But we'll cross that bridge. Getting this big hole filled is the issue. So I blabbed on too long. Let's get on. And this is what you do with an old dishwasher rack. Right above the baseboard. Put your soles and your liners up there. That way they're nice and toasty and you have your replacements for through the day. Yeah. Woo. Hey, Ian. So, yeah, it might be minus 40, but it's out of that direction, so that's why we're in here. Because I don't want to keep feeding them in the corral, because when you blow the hay out, then they end up eating their bed pack too. So at least this way it's better. It gets them out of the corrals. Plus, get them out of the corrals a little bit. It gets them off all the frozen poop. I don't know if I've kind of shown that. It's literally like a rock pile in there. Let's try and see if I can find Max. I think I showed in a previous section where, there he is, right there. So yeah, see these tails missing? I'll speak to you in a minute. Oh, it's got all foggy. Yeah. Hey, Amy. I'll get back in the tractor where it's warm. Woo. Weird story, because I was showing you Max with the broken tail. I found out what happened to the end of his tail. He had a problem with his tail anyway. But it seems like somebody pooped on the end of his tail, and because it's so cold, it froze immediately his end of his tail to the ground. So when he stood up, he pulled the end of his tail clean off. Yeah, that's gross. Anyway, I'm gonna get the bedding done, get on to everybody else, and then try and warm up. I know it's bad. The tractor is sitting running at 1600 RPM. The 10th needle is sitting down there. I need to make up a winter front for this thing. First casualty of the season. That's why I put that power source up there. It used to be underneath the water trough, but it kept getting corroded, and when I needed it, it wouldn't work. So I put the power source up there with a switch to put a light on here, but this way I can bring my handy dandy, I don't even know what it's called, Power King or something, but man, these things are helpful. So they haven't been down too long, but I think that we're gonna have to pull the pin on a bunch of troughs this season. This is one that's gonna have to be rebuilt because the interior mechanisms are getting kind of rough. So yeah, I'm gonna let them drink and then I'll put the box back together. Woo. Okay, it's Monday and I can safely say today's a question why you do this. This should be it. We are currently at day, I think it's day 5 of the storm. See if I can do this without getting frostbite. I've never been so thankful for trees. I do love trees, and y'all know I support trees. But I give so much thanks for them. So yeah, we've got another day and a half. Today, tomorrow, and then the blow is supposed to stop. Temperatures are not supposed to climb, kind of, for another 3 or 4 days. And then we're back to low teens and even into single minus digits, which will be literally like summertime. It's like 40k winds right now. It's about minus 26, that equates to minus 40. The problem being, what has happened, the wind instead of coming out of the north is now coming out of the northwest, actually to the west-northwest. So it's actually coming in across. If you can make that out, so it's coming in across these pens. So I've just checked, we're good on the water troughs here. That one's the one that's gone down, it's still broken. This one has probably gone by now, but I'll go and check on it. So yeah, this is the drama trough so far. So I got it freed up. The problem is the wind is whipping round, so I got to get bales along this south wall here to at least stop that. But the wind is coming in over the top there and it's hitting that directly, and because the way Canarms are designed, the valve sits up and top inside that box, and well, you get wind directly on that box, as we're getting, inside that box gets cold pretty quick. So I think we're probably going to be changing this trough out. It's almost due to be switched out, but I think we will probably switch this one out to the red and yellow one. Yeah. I know I do really enjoy how the Canarm opens up, but that valve system, that's dumb. Yeah, add to the bales along here. These are actually hay bales, but by the time that I start using these, I will no longer need a wind wall. Try to stop the wind from hitting that trough. But hey, you guys want to know what a $50,000 windbreak looks like? At this temperature, whatever works. Who gives a poop? It's whatever works. Like I said, that wind is supposed to be out of the northwest. It's actually coming straight down here. So I don't know whether it's tail whipping around the bottom of the yard and coming straight in here. So these bales will help, as long as I can get them back a ways. But I have to keep these off the wall because these are hay, those are straw. They don't care too much about those, but yeah. Anyway. Oh boy. 2 more days. 2 more days. So Canarm waters, there's a critical weakness to these. Others might not have an issue with this, but what I'm going to tell you is, problem you have is once you get winter and you get this ice ridge that builds up around it from the animals drinking, and then you get a problem where the float might get sticky, and then your water fills right up. Well, then it flows down those hot air holes back down into the box, floods your box, shorts your box, wrecks your whole winter. Ask me how I know. Here's a Piper Dove trick. Piper Dove inventionally fixed. Hope I can get this open. Patented Hyperdug vent tube. So yeah, it's I had them closed off because I kept having this issue, but now I'm having the issue where there's no hot air up in this box. So we still need it open, but we don't want water to go down here when this fills up if it does. So you put a snorkel on. Yeah, look what I did, Mom. Sure would be nice to have a door to do this, which I would have built if I wasn't having to babysit frozen water troughs a week. We've had enough, Mother Nature. You can stop with your midlife crisis. Yep, we're done. Tell you, I know other parts of the world are having it pretty tough, but yeah, you might be cold, but you have no idea. You have no idea what a polar, whatever this is, feels like. It is hell on earth. Literally hell on earth. It is killing people's cattle. It is killing people. It says it's minus 22 right now. The wind chill is minus 40 because it's gusts to 50 kilometers an hour and the snow is banking. Like over a meter high in places. Like it is killing. This is a killing storm. And I'm not being hyperbolic. This is not good. We've got one more day of this, and thank every power that can be that this does not last any longer than it will. Because this is, like I said, this is hell on earth. Put some shields on the side of the tractor to try and keep the temperature gauge somewhat up. But like I said, where you are in the world, if you're not in the Canadian prairies and the northern Midwest, you haven't a clue. You have not a clue how this feels. It is absolutely horrible. Anyway, rant over. One more day, girls. One more day. That's 3 feet deep. I have no idea where the road is anymore. So, there's the door frame. Yes, it has to go up a little bit. It's just sitting on the lower plinth. Then I'll have to sort of center it to where I want the bullet hinges, because I think I'm going to mount the hinges on, yeah, I think I'll mount the hinges on this side, because you open the door with your right hand, left hand onto the handle, and then when you're coming out, you'll open the door like that. I think. I don't know. I'll have to maybe look at see what way most skid steer doors open that have the front door. Anyway, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. Still doing some babysitting on that. Is it number 4 trough? So fingers crossed. It's the only one that has given us issues so far. The Richies have been good. Even the one out in the wide open. It's got ice around the edge, but still burning away like crazy. Keep those thermostats cranked all the way up, everybody. Thank you very much for all the well wishes on Facebook. to my posts talking about this storm. People have lost animals. Cows frozen to death, calves died in this. We're lucky so far, touch wood. We haven't lost any animals. The storm is supposed to break by this time tomorrow night. Then we should be through the worst of it. Temperatures are not supposed to crack until Friday, I think, but at least the wind will be gone, and that's the major factor. Yeah, because the wind is it's hurting the animals, and it's blowing the snow. So, like I said, thank you everybody for the well wishes, and thoughts and prayers go out to all the ranchers across the prairies and down into the US Midwest. Like, it's bad down there too. Like, some of the big temperatures, like crazy temperatures, -50s, close to -60, go all the way from Alberta right down into Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska. I got to do a winter radiator winter block for this. So yeah, like I said, heart goes out to all of them that's fighting this fight. It's not fun. Like I said, it's absolute hell on earth out there. So I'm going to upload this video. Hopefully it's up for you, everybody, in the morning for their morning coffee. For all those that are still battling this, have a good hot cuppa, watch the video and be ready for the day. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't a whole lot of headway on projects this week, just with what's going on outside, and I think you'll all understand. So, like I said, I tip my hat off to the hydro workers that are keeping the power on, because without that power, people would die. Never mind the animals, there would be people dying. It is bad. So, pardon me, sniffing. I'm going to go back out and do a water trough check before the end of the night. And so yeah, we'll see you all next week. Taddy bye, everybody. Stay safe out there.